So hi everyone and welcome to this instalment of Talking Around the Library Tree, and this week we are going to be focusing on Refugee Week. So today with us we have a couple of guests from local libraries, and they are James Stevens and Allanah Hodgkinson. So do you want to give us a quick introduction of yourselves and then I'll follow up with that?
Yeah, thank you for having us. My name's Allanah Hodgkinson. I am the ESOL coordinator for Lancashire County Council's Refugee Integration team, and I work really closely with our library services across Lancashire.
Yeah, really nice to be here. Thank you. I'm James Stevens. I'm the head of library services at the University of Cumbria. I've been working quite closely with colleagues at Lancaster University on the topic we're about to talk about today, and I'm also on the steering group for the whole University of Sanctuary work that we're doing at the University of Cumbria.
Great. Cheers, James. And I'm Bob Frost, and I'm one of the faculty librarians here that works in the library teaching and engagement team. One of my areas that I focused on is support for the refugee and asylum seeker community. So I just thought it'd be good to get us together as different representatives from different libraries just to have a chat really about what sort of support we can give to the community. So it'd be nice to get a bit of an overview, and Allanah, if you could sort of say the sort of things that go on in the public libraries, it'd be great.
So my role is organising English classes, and I've developed a really lovely relationship with Lancaster Central Library, who have been amazing at hosting so many different events for us. I've set up English courses for catering, for employability, digital skills courses, and lots of different events that couldn't have taken place without that very central, very welcoming venue. We host so many different ESOL classes there, and also the library has lots of flexible membership options. So if you are a member at Lancaster Library, if you join any Lancashire library, you're a member of all Lancashire libraries. You can trade books, you can visit any library in the district. So it's especially useful for people, refugees who are moving across the county often. So if they join one library, they know that they can go to the other libraries, access support, access the same services. The warm spaces in winter were particularly useful, enabling people to get out of the house, visit. There's so many different resources for learning English. There's dual language books in a range of languages, and a space to use computers, use technology, which is a real lifeline for people. There's also a real range of resources for teachers. So we have ESOL books, resources and textbooks, which have been wonderful for some of our ESOL teachers to use with their classes.
Brilliant. And do you work with any local charities then to provide this support?
Yes, there's so many services across Lancashire, but in Lancaster we're really lucky to have relationships with Global Link, with a women's group named East Meets West, and with RAISE, who offer refugee and asylum seeker support and casework services.
Brilliant. Cheers for that. And James?
I think first of all to say I'm grateful for the work that Lancaster University, and Bob, I'll give you an opportunity to come and say how this all started for you in a moment, but to be able to work alongside you to offer the asylum seeker and refugee and forced migrant community in Lancaster some access to our library resources, I think has been really important for us to be involved with. I think a lot of people we've met during this work, have come from countries where they've been very highly educated, or they've been involved in professions, and they're hungry still for education, for furthering their careers, and and I think as libraries we like to think of what we provide as a kind of a welcoming space, a safe space, a space of belonging, and this Refugee Week's theme is the theme of home, and I think that a lot of people talk about libraries as being somewhere where they feel at home, and I hope that small contribution that we've made is something that we're very pleased to be able to offer.
Brilliant. And members of the community can join University of Cumbria, can't they, as community members?
They can join from the refugee and asylum seeker community can join both our university libraries.
Yes.
They have some borrowing rights. And Bob, maybe you can tell us a bit more about the ESOL collection, that you developed really.
Cheers, James. Yes, a couple of years ago we were working on a recognition week and raising awareness week, and we were working on Refugee Week. So we decided to contact Global Link as one of the big local charities that support ESOL work, ESOL provision, and invite a group up to the library really to promote our community card, because anyone in the community can join the library and borrow books and come and use the physical space. So we invited a group up from Global Link to showcase the campus and give them a taste of university life in the UK. And we asked for feedback really at the end of that day from the group that visited, and asked what we could put in the library that would really benefit them, what would they want to see. And the overwhelming sort of response was help with ESOL. So as libraries, I thought, well, yeah, we can help in that respect. So we had the conversations then with Allanah at Global Link and with the ESOL teachers down there as to what material they need to help teach ESOL. So yeah, we identified a collection of books and then built that collection and have been promoting it ever since really, and a wide variety of users. So actual ESOL volunteers who are supporting families that have been relocated into the region, and they're providing ESOL support, and they come and borrow the books. We have local refugee and asylum seekers coming in who want to further their studies. We've had a medical student in the past few weeks that is very keen on keeping up to date with their subject area, or it may be people just borrowing some of the easy readers just to help with their ESOL learning. And it goes along with our sort of community ethos and trying to engage the community with the library, because it's a lovely place to visit and it gives people that variety. Joining up with Cumbria, University of Cumbria, to try and offer that mirrored support gives people options. So
it's been great for us to actually be able to coordinate the purchase of these books, so that we have a very similar collection at each library, but we also have our very distinctive subject areas within our libraries that we can offer beyond that ESOL material as well. And I just wanted to mention that we had Global Link come to visit us. I think it was November, and we've had a number of people come back. And it's really lovely to see them coming in using the collection. And actually, it was only about 2 weeks ago that one person came back and was really keen to tell us that due to be able to access some of the books they'd passed their engineering exam, so that was just fabulous, to see that actually that it had that impact.
Brilliant, and it's actually Refugee Week now, so this is one of the reasons we're doing the podcast this week. And by the way, none of us have ever done a podcast before, so we are learning on the fly here. But it is Refugee Week, and there are quite a lot of events that are taking place in Lancaster, so I thought it's only right to give them a plug. And so this week in Lancaster, there's obviously events going around nationwide, but we're focusing on Lancaster. On Tuesday, there's an event here on campus, and it's an introduction to Ebru art from Turkey, and it's on Tuesday, as we say, and it's available to book through a link, and that's open to staff and students at Lancaster University. On Tuesday, again, there's something going on in town at the Duke's Theatre. This is hosted by Global Link. They're going to be screening digital stories and films made by local asylum seekers, and that's going on from 2 p.m. So I really encourage you all to go down and see those. I've watched some of the short stories before, fascinating and really, really quite inspiring. Wednesday, there's an event that we attended last year at St Thomas's Church, and this year it's called Chai and Chat, and it's described as come and sip on chai, taste different cuisines, converse with people from different backgrounds. It's a great opportunity to make new friends and share stories, and we went last year, and that's organised by the Asylum Seeker and Refugee Support Network. there is a link, and we're going to put the link in the bio, I think is what they say nowadays. There's a link to register, and I believe there's a donation to help with the catering. But I must admit, last year the catering was phenomenal. It came from a good variety of regions. We watched some pretty incredible folk dancing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was quite nice to see faces that have been here to visit the library and just catch up with folk, really. So that's happening at St Thomas's Church on Wednesday.
And if you're from a resettlement forced migration background, you can attend for free. And it's a suggested donation. So if you are on a lower income, you can give a reduced amount.
Brilliant. Cheers for that, Allanah. And then on Thursday, Global Link are running, actually World Refugee Day, they're running an event at the Herbarium Cafe. So it's the launch of an art exhibition of paintings by local members of the community. And there was previously a photograph exhibition there a few weeks ago that the Herbarium hosted as well. Photography taken by the local community. And then we finish up on Saturday with the East Meets West Family Friends Cultural Fair at Lancaster Central Library. And judging off last year's event, it was very well attended. And it's run by the women of East Meets West. And it's showcased in their homelands, their craft activities, and again, some fantastic food to taste. So we'll be attending that, won't we, James?
We will.
Alongside, just to promote the collections and to promote the support. And that's only a brief, real introduction to the East Meets West event. And I wondered if you could fill us in a little bit more, Allanah, as it's been hosted in the Central Library.
Yes, absolutely. Last year, like you said, it was an absolutely beautiful event, and I know this year they're aiming to be even bigger and better than what they pulled off last year. So local women from a range of different cultures, communities, showcasing everything that they are proud of about their homes, their identity. They will be bringing a lot of really amazing food, homemade food, cultural dress. There are opportunities to take part in a music workshop run by a local charity called More Music. The photography exhibition that you mentioned earlier that was at the Herbarium a few weeks ago, showcasing some of the art from a PhD project with a student from Lancaster University. That will be on in the meeting room at the library, I believe, and there'll be an art exhibition as well throughout the library. So there's lots to see, lots to do. There'll be some music, some dancing, some food. And I think the atmosphere was the biggest sell last year. It was just bustling. It was so lovely to see so many people in the library, people from across Lancashire, from different communities, talking, chatting, sharing culture. That's exactly what Refugee Week's all about. It was lovely. Brilliant.
So as you can see, quite a lot going on this week. Okay, Allanah, so for those people that might be interested in volunteering in supporting ESOL learning in the community, how can they get involved?
So we have a webpage called Lancashire Volunteer Partnership, and there are so many amazing opportunities. If you're inspired by attending these events, meeting our communities, our wonderful people across Lancaster, and you'd like to help, there are so many different positions, from ESOL teaching, being a classroom assistant, coming to different events, supporting the community, helping at drop-ins, whatever you might be interested in. You can register to be a volunteer through LVP, Lancashire Volunteer Partnership, and I will be in touch with further info if you do.
Brilliant. And we'll put that link again in all the information on the podcast site. So yeah, if people do want to find out more about the library support that we offer to the refugee and asylum seeker community in ways that as we said earlier, there may be volunteers out there that are working with families one-to-one that weren't aware they can borrow books, they can come and use the library space. So we have created a LibGuide, so it's a website that we'll share in the link that outlines the support at University of Cumbria, Lancaster University and at Lancashire County Council libraries. So we've put that together if people are interested in taking a look. Well, that's been a pleasure, and I think that was quite well managed for our first podcast. We'll let the listeners decide, though. Is there anything anyone else would like to add before we wrap up our talks around the library tree?
Just thank you so much for having us, and happy Refugee Week.
Yeah, thanks, Bob, and hope to see some people at one of the events this week. And yeah.
Great. Well, thanks a lot for coming along. It means a lot, and hopefully you all enjoy listening.